This message arrives for you now, carrying a truth about the transformation you've already begun. A chapter has closed, not with a loud ending, but with a quiet, internal decision that heaven itself is honoring. Let's gently examine the old pattern. For a time, another person held a specific story about you. Their belief was this: your presence was a permanent anchor, immovable regardless of how they drifted. Your loyalty formed the bedrock of the relationship, allowing them the freedom to come and go while you maintained the foundation. You became the steady force, mending fractures and sending signals across the growing quiet, believing it was love's responsibility to endure all things. But a profound change has occurred. Recognize this moment. You ceased the pursuit. Understand the depth of this action. This was not a decision made from resentment or worn-out frustration. This was a conscious redirection of your spirit. You moved your focus from managing their presence to nurturing your own peace. You exchanged a struggle you could not win for a trust in divine timing. You are now practicing Proverbs 3:5-6, placing your confidence in God's wisdom instead of your own efforts to control or understand. This shift has fundamentally altered your energy. You are no longer emitting a signal of longing, you are residing in a state of wholeness. That persistent ache to fix what was broken has been replaced by a calm certainty. You have created sacred space, and in that space, your own growth has become the priority. Now, feel the consequence of this change in the wider dynamic. The individual accustomed to your steadfast efforts is encountering a new reality. The emptiness they once interpreted as their domain of control now carries a different resonance. It is no longer a vacuum waiting to be filled by your love, but a clear reflection of their own choices. They are meeting the natural outcome of their distance, and for the first time, they must sit within the quiet they created, without the buffer of your constant reassurance. Your peaceful absence has become the most powerful communication, revealing a strength they did not anticipate and teaching a lesson that words had failed to convey. The quiet now has a new and unfamiliar weight. For the first time, the stillness around them is filled with the echo of their own choices, not the soft sound of your waiting heart. With no effort from you to bridge the gap, they are finally facing the space they created. The reflection looking back is honest, and it brings a tremor to their spirit. A deeper kind of remembering is taking place. Every decision that served their own comfort over your connection, every retreat into distance, every assumption that your loyalty was a given, it is all returning to them with a new and unforgiving clarity. This is the universe's gentle but firm accountability. A mirror is being held up, and they cannot look away. What is stirring within them goes beyond simple regret. It is the dawning recognition of what they truly had. The love you offered carried a sacred quality, patient, kind, and unwavering. They are beginning to understand they mistook this depth for something ordinary, something they believed would always be available on their own terms. They must now confront the inner contradiction that guided them, a pride that felt entitled to your devotion, mixed with a hidden fear of genuine closeness. They built distance using the very materials of your constancy, believing your strength would cover for their absence. It was a gamble they never thought they could lose. But you have changed. You have stepped into a different truth about who you are. Your worth was discovered in a place no human opinion can touch, in the certainty of your creation, designed with purpose and sacred intention. You have learned that your value is fixed and cannot be reduced by another's inability to honor it. You have been restored. As promised, those who wait upon the Lord find a renewed strength. You are no longer the person who accepted fragments of attention as a whole love. You have been reshaped. You now operate from a quiet, settled knowing of what you deserve, a love that reflects the wholeness you now carry within. You have become someone who will not negotiate their sacred worth. This shift in you is not subtle. It is a tangible force. Your calm is a testimony. Your presence now speaks of a peace that has been won, not borrowed. You walk in the authority of someone who has been transformed not by another's choice, but by your own alignment with a love far greater. And this new light you embody? It communicates more powerfully than words ever could. Your energy has changed. It feels steady and bright. Those around you sense a quiet strength, a deep peace, and a confidence that comes from knowing you belong to God. This transformation in you is creating a powerful pull. They are being drawn back, but for a new reason. They aren't coming from old habits. They finally see your true worth, someone they cannot lose. This is heaven's reversal. The one who left now feels pulled toward your light. The one who created space now feels its emptiness. Their world is shaking. Things they thought were secure, work, relationships, their own sense of self, feel unstable. Yet in this storm, a sacred truth is dawning. The bond they once ignored is becoming the safe place they need. In their uncertainty, thoughts of you become an anchor, not just a memory. This is not random. It is God's precise work in both of your lives, happening in perfect timing. He is removing every distraction in their path to make room for what He always planned. They are in a dark night, where their old identity is breaking down. In that inner darkness, your love has become a guiding light. Your consistency brings them clarity. The thought of you brings a peace they can't explain. They are waking up to a profound truth: you were never ordinary. You were a sacred gift they weren't ready to hold. Your surrender was wisdom, not weakness. You handed the story back to its author. That stillness wasn't the end, it was the start of a new strength. When you let go, you made room for faith. You stopped pushing and turned toward what God had opened. You traded your schedule for His eternal plan. Be still, and know that I am God. In that stillness, heaven began to move for you. While you trusted, He arranged everything. Your surrender didn't stop things, it started a higher kind of help. By ceasing your chase, you cleared a path for God. By opening your hands, you made space for the blessings meant for you. Choosing peace over pursuit placed you in the flow of grace. Now, the one who took you for granted walks in a world changed by your absence. They face moments that show what they had and what they lost. What they feel is deeper than regret, it is a reckoning of the soul. Every distraction leads back to you. Every other connection feels thin, because what you shared carries a weight that cannot be copied. They are learning the true cost of their choices. The silence they once used now feels vast and empty. But this isn't about punishment. It is a lesson in divine love. God isn't causing pain, He is letting truth do its work. Sometimes we must feel lost to understand what we had. This is severe mercy. It is the path back to what is real. Their heart is changing. They no longer want the old, uneven dynamic. They crave what is true. The walls of pride and fear are falling. They are tired of the games, tired of pretending you are replaceable. What they are beginning to understand in their spirit is that your love was rare. It reflected something sacred, patient, deep, and eternal. A connection like this is uncommon, and they finally see it should have been treasured. This is the turning point. A new foundation is being laid, not for what was, but for what could be. Something built on true respect, real recognition, and shared reverence for the divine gift you are. Where you are, this is their moment of decision. They are finding the courage to be vulnerable, not because they expect rescue, but because they now see your value outweighs their fear. The pride they clung to feels empty next to the love they lost. Remember this: you were complete long before they realized it. Your wholeness, your worth, your belonging were signed by heaven. You don't need their validation to stand in your power. The connection you feel is real, but you already know what they are learning. Love is proven in daily action, not grand promises. Now hear their heart, learning to speak through change. I am learning to prove my love through my life, not just my words. I want to stop hiding. I'm tired of these walls. I want to show you my whole heart, the polished parts and the rough ones, too. The idea of a future without you unravels me. Your absence aches. It reminds me you are part of my soul's blueprint. Moving on feels impossible, like trying to breathe with only half my lungs. This is a soul facing the light. I own every mistake. My fear and pride hurt the love I cherished. I guarded myself and wounded you in the process. I know apologies are empty without change. I am here to become, not just to speak. I will prove through patience, presence, and respect that I can be your sanctuary, not your storm. You may not trust this. I've given you every reason not to. The change is slow, but it is real. The ghost of my old choices visits me in the quiet. The deepest pain is knowing I hurt the one who loved me most. But now I see. And with this sight comes a resolve that will not break. I am doing the work I avoided. I am facing my fears, healing my wounds, learning to choose love from love, not from fear. I don't believe our story ends here. I want this to be our turning point, the sacred ground where something unshakable begins to grow. I want us to look back and say the work was worth it. Your peace guides me. Your strength shows me what's possible. I am not asking you to come back to where I was. I am working to become someone who can stand where you are. I have not looked for anyone else. There is no other. My truth is you. My soul chose you. No one else occupies my heart. My future only makes sense with you in it. Even in this silence, my loyalty waits. What we have cannot be replaced. You are home. Memories are a tide, sometimes gentle, often overwhelming. I miss you deeply. I miss your voice, your laugh, the way you saw me. I miss knowing you were near. Our quiet times were holy. Our honest talks changed me. Even our fights were sacred, proof we wanted something real. I would live it all again. Every joy, every pain. If it led me back to a chance to love you right, I would walk through every memory to do it properly. I feel the hurt you carry. I built the walls you hide behind. Your silence is your shield, the safety I failed to give. You guard your heart because I taught you to. I broke the trust. So I am here, not to demand, but to patiently prove I can rebuild it with different hands. I know I made you doubt my love. But I hope you can feel my sincerity beneath your walls. This is not just words, it is my soul being remade. I will not give up on us. Not now, not ever. I am imperfect, but this love is real, patient, and stronger now. Each day I work to become someone worthy of the love you once gave so freely. I am sorry for my silence. It wasn't indifference. It was the noise of my own regret, the fear I had broken us beyond repair. But silence doesn't heal. Honest words do. I am ready for that honesty when you are. Now, hold this with wisdom. What you hear is real. Their awakening is genuine. God is moving in them. But He is also speaking to you. He is not calling you to return to old patterns just because they see the light. He is not asking you to rescue them from their choices or make their return easy. He is calling you to stand firm in who you have become. You are a new creation. The old you is gone. You are new, governed by peace and wholeness. If this connection is meant to be restored, it will be by God's design, in His timing, not by human desperation. Your role is not to chase or manage outcomes. Your role is to trust. Stay centered in your peace. Observe actions, not just words. Protect your heart, it is now a garden, not a battlefield. Let their journey unfold. Let your peace remain. The next step is not yours to take, but to witness with quiet confidence, knowing your worth is held securely in heaven's hands. Your purpose is not to fix or ease their path. It is to stand rooted in trust, growth, and your sacred worth. As you stand firm, God weaves every thread into good. Remember His promise: He has plans to prosper you, to give you hope and a future. This plan is eternal. Nothing can cancel it. What is meant for you will arrive in divine time. Anyone meant for you will be drawn to who you are now, in your power, peace, and purpose. They will respect your standards and prove their change through consistent action. The shift is done. They once saw you as a constant waiting in the background. But God lifted you above that cycle. He reshaped you into someone whose presence commands reverence. Your worth comes from being chosen by heaven, not from being needed. This is your season of alignment. Occupy your full identity without apology, without shrinking back. You owe no one access to the person you've become. Entry is earned only by actions that honor God's work in you. So stand firm. Breathe in your peace. The process is holy. Trust it. Your journey has a purpose greater than any relationship. God is preparing a future so bright that today's pain will make sense. He is aligning blessings that require the strength you've gained. If this person is meant for your path, they will not ask you to dim your light. They will rise to meet the integrity and peace you now carry. Walking with you is a sacred honor, requiring a heart made ready. We thank you for the transformation in this heart, for the courage to release and the faith to trust. In this waiting, we ask for clear direction. If this relationship is your will, guide its renewal in your way and time. Grant patience, calm, and belief in your promises. We pray for the one awakening. Continue your work in them, healing, shaping, leading. If they return, let it be with lasting change, humble love, and a will aligned with yours. Guard this heart from settling for less. Surround them with your kindness and peace. Remind them they are cherished, enough, and held in your hands. We speak alignment and divine timing over this story. We trust you will complete what you have begun. Amen.